Alright, what is going on everybody? HT Jammers here, back with another Street Fighter 5 video. And in today's video, we're going to be revisiting something I've previously uploaded on my channel, but that was all the way back in Season 1, and I only covered one option regarding it. And there's been quite a few players that are new to R.Mika. They have been trying around, and I did get this question recently, and it was basically, Jammers, how does R.Mika deal with fireballs? What are her anti-fireball tools? And I thought, you know what, we might as well revisit this and do this in a video, because I haven't compiled all the answers that people should know into this video, and there is one specific answer I'm going to try and encourage people to use a bit more, because it's pretty good. And like, people might be having a lot of trouble circumventing Guile, Sagat, heck, even Ryu as the example we got here. They might be having trouble circumventing their fireballs, even a solid Akuma, to be honest. Anyone with a strong fireball game, you might be having trouble. So let's just put it in this video and let's jump straight into it. So without further ado, let me just double check I am all good to go. Yes, we are indeed. So yeah, like I said, to reiterate, we are going to be covering R.Mika's anti-fireball toolset. We're going to be going from the meterless versions, or sorry, the meterless options, all the way to the option that costs an abundance of resources. But either way, or no matter what the option is, Mika gets some sort of mileage out of it, and that's what you want as a grappler. Anything you get, or any hit you land, you want some sort of setup or mileage from it in general. So yeah, let's jump straight into it. So the recording I should have, it should be this one. I should have Ryu to do a neutral jump into a fireball. Perfect. Alright, so we got Ryu to do a neutral jump fireball, and he's going to crouch block, which it wouldn't really matter. But the first thing we're going to be going over in this video right now is the generic answer, the universal answer, which is very potent for R.Mika, and it's basically jumping. So when you jump, when your opponent throws a fireball, ideally you want to get a jumping combo. You know, all those combos you do in training mode, you start with a jumping. This is the ideal situation, or one of the ideal situations for it, by going for jumping. So when you do jumping on your opponent with R.Mika, you either jump in with jumping hard kick, like I just done there. Let me show you again. So you do jump hard kick and then fierce or whatever, or you do jumping hard punch, and you follow up from there as well. So you want to jump in with a heavy attack regardless, and Mika's jumping attacks are really good. This is excluding her jumping light kick. Now, the thing to remember about her jumping attacks is if your opponent throws a fireball from this far out and you jump, you want to jump in with hard kick, because jump hard kick has got very good range, and the follow-up, sometimes you'll be able to get stand beating punch, stand fierce, other times you might just be only able to get the stand fierce. But if you are relatively far out against an opponent that throws a fireball, always jump in with jumping hard kick. This is standard information, and it's imperative information, so keep that in mind. However, let's flip the table on its head. If you're very close and you get the jump in on your opponent that throws a fireball, then you always jump in with jumping fierce. You can use a jumping hard kick as well, but I really implore you to do jump fierce instead, just in case your opponent might try to maybe walk under. Maybe they might do the perfect fireball or something, which that's actually not true. There is no such thing as a perfect fireball, especially if your opponent's jumping. But yeah, when you're closer, you want to jump in with jumping hard punch. Also as well, when you are jumping, you're not really jumping in a reactionary sense. You're jumping in as an anticipation. You're trying to predict the fireball from your opponent so you can land that clean jump in. And this is something I've been trying to improve on. Well, you can't necessarily improve on predictions. It's something where you try to entice the opponent to throw a fireball so you can get that clean jump in. And what I mean is, if you're very patient and very grounded for a certain period of time in the match, your opponent goes, oh, okay, so he's clearly not doing anything, let me throw a fireball. And that's when your anticipation prediction skills come in and go, yes, let me just jump in, get that clean jump, get that combo, send them to the corner, and it's a nice meterless follow-up as well. Obviously, if you have the right resources, you can kill the opponent with V-Trigger, Peach Assault, maybe EX Peach as well. Whoever, you get the idea. So that's going to cover the basic answer. Like I said, it's a generic answer. It's either jumping hard kick or jumping hard punch when you're trying to jump a fireball. You are doing it in anticipation, not in a reactionary sort of sense there. So hopefully that covers up the first stage. I will leave notes in the description below just so you guys know this stuff as well. This is standard information for Mika players already, but it's always good to revisit certain things and refresh everyone's memory. And this is good footage for people that are new to the character and don't know how she plays in this sort of area of the match against fireball characters. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go on to our next meterless option here. So let me put this recording back on. We're going to be using crouching hard kick. So we're going to be using this button here. Now, this is probably the least damaging answer to fireballs, but it's actually pretty decent. It does 90 damage. It grants Mika the hard knockdown, and it lowers her hurt box, so she low profiles fireballs completely. Well, she actually low profiles quite a lot of things. Crouch hard kick can be used to anti-airs, it can be used to low profile certain moves, even Mika's own drop kick can be used there. But more importantly, a lot of people, I've seen people try to do this against Sagat quite a bit recently, is to go under his low tiger shots with the crouching hard kick there. Now, the ideal range for you to use crouching hard kick is roughly about here. When your opponent throws the fireball, you get in there, you get that knockdown, and after you get it, after you get the hit, you're allowed to dash up and get some sort of setup. But the thing you have to remember against fireballs as well in this game is for the majority of characters, I think all of them that throw a fireball, it expands their hurt box, which allows you to play at the max distance range for Mika's crouch hard kick, and it will basically connect like meaty, because Mika's crouching hard kick actually has quite a few active frames. I think it's like 8 active frames, so it's out there for a long time. It's highly punishable, severely punishable, don't get me wrong. But if you play at a certain range, like very close here, like I said, you throw it out there, you're going to catch the hurt box expansion, and then you're going to get the knockdown as well, which allows you to dash in. Let's see if I can do it. There, and then you dash in and get some sort of setup there. So crouching hard kick is a very good idea as well. One thing that will tend to happen, actually let me put the recording back on. One thing that tends to happen, it did happen before, is you do a slide, but you do it too early and you get hit by the fireball. It's not happening now. If you try to do it too close, then yeah, see, I'm doing it. Or I'm actually getting it hit now. There you go. So you do the crouching hard kick and you'll get kind of hit by the fireball because you've done it too early, or maybe you've done it too late, and then what will happen is your opponent won't get much from it, but it's just that your anticipation was like maybe a bit too good, so you got to like slow it down a bit. You want to get that perfect timing, especially at the ideal range for crouching hard kick. So if you do that, just be careful. Like I said, the opponent doesn't get much from when you get kind of hit by the fireball, especially if they have an activated V trigger or something, so don't worry about it. You just take a kind of hit fireball and you get to move on with the rest of the match. It's not life threatening, so just keep that in mind. And like I said as well, you're doing this in an anticipation sense and a prediction sense, not in a reactionary sense as well. So please, please, please keep that in mind about Rainbow Mika's hard kick, or crouching hard kick. So we've gone over the jumping attacks and we've gone over the crouching one. So the next one is going to be everybody's favorite. It is going to be her drop kick. So it's going to be this button here. Now this is going to be the last one of her meterless versions. So let me get that fireball on again. Let's see if I can get this right. So you do the drop kick. Now what the drop kick does is the drop kick goes over fireballs, and it does it really well, but you have to be in the midst of charging the drop kick for it to go over, because it doesn't go over fireballs right off the bat. This even goes over throws, actually, a drop kick, but yeah, you've got to be in the midst of charging the drop kick already for it to go over. If you charge it like as the fireball's already out, you're just going to get kind of hit again, but luckily you're at a position where your opponent can't get too much mileage from the fireball, so you don't really need to worry about that. But do keep that in mind. You have to charge it beforehand or in the midst of the drop kick, and you will go over the fireball. You get a decent punish. You all know the B&B for the drop kick, so yeah, bear that in mind. And like I said, again, I'm going to keep regurgitating the same lines, because hopefully you guys are seeing the pattern here. With all the meterless options against fireballs, you've got to do them in anticipation, or you've got to predict your opponent's movements. You can't do them in a reactionary sense, because your opponent will be able to block in time and punish you, or they might be able to get a counter hit and some sort of straight fireball, etc, etc. So like I said, hopefully you guys are seeing the norm here, the pattern that's going on, and you go, oh, okay, I get it now. So this is what Mika's gameplay is about. It's predicting and anticipating movements to galvanize your opponent into doing something stupid, or punishing them for throwing a fireball in our sense for this video here. So yeah, hopefully that makes sense. Alright, so the next option we've got here is going to be the second last one. And now it's going to be, this is the one I've been trying to do a little bit more against fireball characters, and it's actually pretty good. I think it's a slept on option, but let me turn on the recording again. And it's going to be EX Peach, right? EX Shooting Peach. Now, with this here, EX Shooting Peach has armor on it. We should all know this. Again, generic mandatory information. EX Peach has armor. It activates from the 3rd frame. So basically, when your opponent already throws the fireball out and you use EX Peach, it's guaranteed, it's like 90% guaranteed to go for the fireball and punish. It's a raw 130 damage, you get the knockdown. You guys know how the setup works after the EX Shooting Peach, or the meaty setup works, the Oki. But what's good about this is you can do it from relatively far out, and like I said before, because when characters throw like Guile, Ryu, Ken, Akuma, probably not Sagat, or not so much with Sagat, when they throw out a fireball, their hurt box extends, which allows the EX Peach to connect from a relatively far distance. And EX Peach has got a good hitbox on it anyway. So I wish I could show you, but I can't show you right now. But yeah, you can use this one. It does cost a bar, but in certain situations, especially against high-level players, top-level players that are using characters with Fireball, this is probably going to be your best answer against them, because they're already going to be ready for you to like try and go over the Fireball or under it, but they're not going to be expecting you to go through it. Obviously, it takes a bar, so they don't have to worry about a certain move in a certain situation elsewhere because you spent it on trying to go through the Fireball. But this, all R.Mika needs is a knockdown. All she needs is a knockdown. She'll go through, get that punish, and then you guys can work from there. Remember, you're allowed to dash after this as well. Regardless if it's a normal recovery or back recovery, you are allowed to dash. So I'm imploring people to actually test this in training mode and get used to it, because trust me, this has actually saved me a number of times. It's allowed me to get started in a round against solid players that use Fireball characters. And like I said, it costs a bar, but it's a really good answer. So I suggest people try and use or implement EX Peach to punch through Fireballs because of the armor in their matches against solid characters. But yeah, keep that in mind. EX Peach is a good answer against characters that throw Fireballs. And you can actually use this one in a reactionary sort of sense. You don't really have to use it as a preemptive strike sort of thing. If you want to do that and you have a hard read, by all means do it. But if you see that Fireball, you can actually just EX Peach after it. So you can use that in a reaction sense. And it's 5-frame startup. It's pretty good. Guys, I really think you should use it. I'm going to keep regurgitating the same lines because it's pretty good. But yeah, now we're going to go on to the last option against Fireballs here. These are the ones I know of. If anyone else knows any options, then please let me know. But these are the ones I know of. So we've covered all the options except this one last one. So this next recording I have here, it should be Ryu backdashing twice and throwing a Fireball. So one question that used to be asked, doesn't get asked as much these days, one question used to be asked is, so how does Mika punish a Fireball from full screen? I think that's essential for every character, because they may have an answer against Fireballs full screen, they may not. But thankfully, Mika does have an answer. And like I said, this is the most expensive answer you're going to get for Rainbow Mika here. And it is going to be utilizing 1 bar, possibly 2, and it's going to be utilizing V-Trigger 1 as well. So let's restart that here. So if Ryu goes full screen and he throws a Fireball, if you see this Fireball coming out, you have to see the animation, you press V trigger, you use EX Wingless Airplane to get in on the opponent. That is how you are going to punish Fireballs from full screen. Now this again, this is an answer in anticipation, because if you do it in a reactionary sense, Ryu can block Nadeshiko, which is not too bad because you're still in, but it's the resources you spent to get there and not get anything from it. So if you do, if you are going to go for this option here, you have to anticipate the Fireball, get in there, press that button, and she does get a follow-up afterwards. I'm just really bad at doing it because I haven't done it in a while. But let's see this. Why isn't it working? It probably doesn't work anymore, but it should do. Oops, that was wrong. But you can use Nadeshiko. You've got to call Nadeshiko to come from above. There you go. There's the follow-up. So you can do stand medium punch into EX Shooting Peach. I guess you can do Nadeshiko to come from behind the opponent, but it's because the above comes out a lot faster, so it's probably safer to do. Let's see, I want to get this at least once because I'm so bad at doing this option here. Alright, no, done it wrong again. Alright, let's get it right this time. There we go. And then I still can't press stand medium punch afterwards. Don't know why I'm so bad at doing this. There we go. So that does 258 damage, and it's 2 bars and V trigger. So that's very expensive. And it's like not everyone wants to do that, but this is very good for like closing out rounds. You might have seen Fudo do this in tournament as well, but maybe not the whole thing. But he's definitely using the Nadeshiko. Luffy's done it as well. A lot of other Mika players do it online, but it is an answer. You use V trigger 1, then EX Wingless to get in, and then if you do get it right, which I'm not getting it right here, you press stand medium punch, get that follow up, and then you do EX Shooting Peach. I don't know why I've only got like 1 out of 20 attempts here. I do apologize for this. I'm really bad at this. But yeah, hopefully you guys are getting the idea. And then that's basically how it goes there. Let's try it one more time. Let's try it one more time. No, can't do it. Alright, I completely suck at doing that, but it has been a while since I'm doing it. But yeah, those are basically all the answers to, those are the answers I know. So how Mika deals with fireballs, her anti-fireball toolset. Apologies for poor execution with the last one, but hopefully you guys gathered the idea and you guys can go in training mode, practice it yourself. It is essential, especially if you are using V-Trigger 1. That is a vital tool set to have against fireballs full screen, and it ensures that the opponent can't throw fireballs full screen. So you may be using that against Sagat and Guile especially. Maybe not Ryu, because you'll seldom see them online or anywhere nowadays. You might be using it against Akuma, but Akuma can cancel his fireball into V-Trigger if he does have it available, so that will nullify your tech against his. So yeah, keep that in mind. But I will put them up on the screen now just to summarize what we have spoken about today. So Mika's anti-fireball tool sets. We go from the meterless ones to the expensive one. So we've got jumping hard punch, jumping hard kick. You do those in anticipation, and those are meterless options. You've got crouching hard kick as well. It's probably the weakest option here, but it's still a decent option nevertheless. You've got her charge stand hard kick, aka the drop kick. Pretty good option. You got to do that in anticipation as well. You've got EX Peach, which is one I've seldom seen people use, but I encourage people to try and implement it into their gameplay more, because it is pretty decent. And then the last option, which unfortunately I was really bad at doing it, it's V-Trigger 1, EX Wings Airplane to get in, and then you get a follow-up after that, which gives you a bit of damage and puts the opponent in the corner. So yeah, that's going to be it from your boy HC Jammers here. Hopefully this video has helped you guys out quite a bit. Like I said, if you're a professional Mika player or a high-level Mika player and you know this information already, sorry about that, but this is for the guys that are still trying to improve their knowledge on the character and trying to get better as a player. And this was a topic that I had to revisit and cover again, but it doesn't hurt to refresh everybody's memory. So yeah, I'm going to leave all the necessary notes in the description below, and I'm going to leave my Twitter and my Twitch in the description below as well, so you guys can go check those out. If you want to hit me up on Twitter, you can, because that's where I'm most active. So if you've got any questions, let me know on there. But this has been your boy HC Jammers, and I will see you guys on the next Street Fighter 5 video, which is hopefully going to be something about Blanka. So until then, take care guys, and enjoy the rest of your day.